Every politician has a story. Some are born into power, others spend their lives chasing it, but only a few spend their entire political lives reinventing themselves. Mama Kandeh is one of them. He once served inside Yahya Jammeh's political machine. He later broke away and built his own political movement. He refused to join the coalition that would end Yahya Jammeh's 22-year rule. Years later, the same Yahya Jammeh publicly endorsed him for president. And today, the man who spent years trying to remove President Adama Barrow from office has entered an alliance to help keep him there. How does one politician travel such an extraordinary political journey? Is it a story of conviction, of survival, or simply of adapting to a changing political landscape? This is the story of Mama Kandeh on Bitilo In-Depth, and my name is Mfali Fadera. Long before Parliament, long before campaign rallies, long before he became one of the country's most recognizable political figures, there was simply a young boy growing up in the eastern end of the Gambia. Mama Kandeh was born in 1965 in the Jimara area of the Upper River region. Like many Gambian children of his generation, his early years were shaped by village life, family, community, and hard work. It was a world far removed from the power struggles of Banjul, a world where leadership was earned through respect long before it was measured at the ballot box. Yet, despite becoming one of the country's most recognizable politicians, surprisingly little is publicly known about the young Mama Kandeh. The public knows the politician, few know the boy who came before him. His education would eventually take him beyond his village, first to Banjul, where he attended Crab Island School, and later to the Gambia Technical Training Institute. Some accounts say he traveled to Germany before returning home. Whatever experiences shaped him during those days, they prepare him for a political journey few could have ever imagined. Because while the Gambia was changing, so was its politics. In July 1994, a young army lieutenant named Yahya Jammeh seized power. The coup transformed the country. Old political institutions disappeared. New ones emerged, and from these new institutions came a new political generation. Mama Kandeh was among them. He entered politics through the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, better known as the APRC. He would go on to represent Jimara in the National Assembly for nearly a decade. He later represented the Gambia in the Pan-African Parliament, serving on regional committees and participating in election observation missions across the continent. To his supporters, he was an energetic representative who remained close to ordinary people. To his critics, he was still part of the political system built by Yahya Jammeh. It raises one of the most important questions of his political career. Who was Mama Kandeh during the Jammeh years? Was he simply another loyal APRC politician, or was there already a different vision beginning to emerge? The historical records offer no simple answer, but in 2013, everything changed. On the 3rd of April 2013, Mama Kandeh was expelled from the APRC. The reasons remain debated. Some supporters say he refused to blindly follow the party leadership. Critics argue that his disagreements were political rather than ideological. Whatever the truth was, one thing was certain: the political home that had launched his career had closed its doors. For many politicians, that would have marked the end, but for Mama Kandeh, it marked the beginning. 3 years later, he returned with something entirely new: the Gambia Democratic Congress, the GDC. Its color was purple. Its message was change. Its leader was determined to prove that Gambian politics could no longer be reduced to a choice between the APRC and the traditional opposition. The response surprised almost everyone. Crowds poured into his rallies. Villages welcomed him in large numbers, and within months, the GDC had become one of the country's most talked about political movements. Then came the decision that would define his political legacy. As opposition parties united behind a single candidate to challenge Yahya Jammeh, Mama Kandeh refused to join them. To his supporters, it was a matter of principle. No political party, they argue, should be forced to abandon its identity. To his critics, it was a costly mistake that risks dividing the opposition vote. History remembers what happened next. Adama Barrow won the election, Yahya Jammeh left power, and Mama Kandeh finished third. But with nearly 90,000 votes and a party less than a year old, he had established himself as a serious national political force. The years that followed tested both the man and his movement. The GDC performed strongly in the 2017 parliamentary elections by national vote share, but struggled to convert popularity into parliamentary strength. Some senior members left. The party's influence fluctuated. Election after election, analysts predicted its decline. Yet, Mama Kandeh remained. He lost elections, he lost allies, he lost parliamentary ground, but he never disappeared. Perhaps that is one of the defining characteristics of his political life: resilience. Then history produced another remarkable twist. Ahead of the 2021 presidential election, Yahya Jammeh publicly endorsed Mama Kandeh. The same leader whose party had expelled him now backed him for the highest office in the land. To supporters, it was a strategic alliance. To critics, it raised uncomfortable questions about the true nature of Kandeh's break from the APRC. Again, Gambians were divided. Again, Mama Kandeh stood at the center of the national conversation. He finished third once more, receiving more than 100,000 votes, a larger number than in 2016, yet still not enough to reach the State House. For years after that election, Mama Kandeh remained one of President Adama Barrow's strongest political critics. He accused the government of failing Gambians in agriculture, healthcare, education, governance, and the economy. He spoke as a man preparing to challenge the president once again. Then came perhaps the biggest surprise of his political career. In 2026, the GDC entered an alliance with President Adama Barrow's National People's Party. The man who had spent years asking Gambians to vote against Barrow was now asking them to support him. To some, it was political maturity, proof that national interest should come before personal ambition. To others, it was the abandonment of everything the GDC had once stood for. Only history will decide which interpretation survives. So who is Mama Kandeh? A principled politician, a pragmatic strategist, a political survivor? Perhaps he is all three. His story cannot be told in simple terms. It is a story of loyalty and separation, of defeat and resilience, of reinvention and controversy. Few politicians in modern Gambian history have traveled a path quite like his, from Jammeh's parliament to the Purple Revolution, to Jammeh's endorsement, and finally to Barrow's alliance. Whether history remembers him as a visionary, a survivor, or simply one of the most consequential political figures of his generation, one thing is beyond dispute. For more than 2 decades, Mama Kandeh remained impossible to ignore. And perhaps that, more than anything else, is a true measure of his political legacy.